Hello, and welcome to the 5th Biennial MC Parks Expo. I'm Ryan, one of the MC Parks owners.
And I'm Darren, your other MC Parks owner. We're thrilled to have you all back with us as we discuss all things MC Parks, from new attractions and shows, to new merchandise, and even some new gameplay features and ways to interact in the community.
We've certainly got a lot to share with you all. But first, let's take a moment to reflect on the past 2.5 years since our last MC Parks Expo in April 2022.
We ended the last expo with the opening of Critter Country at Disneyland, relaunching rentable hotel rooms, and introducing the MC Parks Wishing Well. Shortly after those changes came, we had the opening of Hogsmeade and the first phase of Disneyland Paris opening as well. Towards the end of the summer, I had the opportunity to represent MC Parks and the Minecraft community as a whole at the Artemis 1 launch. It was part of the NASA Social Influencer program, where we got to discuss with other creators the impacts of engineering in video games and how important of a role STEM plays in Minecraft.
We finished out 2022 strong, with fan-favorite events like Halloween Horror Nights, Oogie Boogie Bash, the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, and MC Parks Merriest Nights. Darren and I also had the opportunity to present MC Parks IRL to hundreds of STEM creators, innovators, and even themed entertainment professionals at Maker Faire Orlando, an event that has since become a highlight on the calendar. But when 2023 struck, we began something ambitious. To celebrate a decade since MC Parks was founded in 2013, we sought to offer something new in each of our park properties before the end of the year.
Now this is where things get fun. Ready?
I'm ready.
We began 2023 with a bang, showing off more fireworks shows for New Year's Eve than ever before, covering most major time zones, allowing for guests from all over the world to join in the celebration. Just a few days later, we time traveled to the past with the reopening of Dinosaur at Animal Kingdom, and then Storybook Circus got a facelift around that time as well.
The beginning of 2023 also brought a new favorite gameplay feature for our guests, randomly generated daily challenges for guests to complete each day. Believe it or not, 4 guests have completed their challenges every single day since the first week of dailies, an over 540-day streak. Congratulations to Champ Tova, DocBub05, Acadius, and Snowy Oreo 663.
When the month of our actual 10th anniversary arrived, we really started turbocharging our offerings. We opened Rock and Roller Coaster and began showing Epcot Forever.
Remember Dreams Come True immediately followed, along with the opening of a refreshed Tangled Restrooms area in Magic Kingdom, the Electrical Water Pageant, Disneyland Paris's Fantasyland, Disneyland's Storybook Land Canal Boats, and the first phase of our rebuilt Universal Studios Florida, including the reopening of Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket.
A few short weeks later, we introduced additional experiences in Disney Springs, opening Camp Jurassic and Velocicoaster, then Snow White's Enchanted Wish and the Red Car Trolley. We capped out our summer by reopening a refreshed version of Volcano Bay with interactive Tapu Tapu elements, and then in the fall we added in San Francisco Square, effect updates to Happily Ever After, and changed around World Celebration at Epcot.
In the final days of 2023, we opened the first phase of Knott's Berry Farm, welcomed guests to the High Tower Hotel with the Tokyo Disney Sea version of Tower of Terror, got the cameras rolling with the opening of Walt Disney Studios Park, fought the Empire with Hyperspace Mountain, and made sure everyone had a good time on the Happy Ride with Baymax, concluding our quest to offer something new in each of our 15 parks during our celebration of 10 years of MC Parks.
In January of this year, we designed concept cars together with the long-awaited reopening of Test Track after a month-long beta testing period. After 13 months of opening over 40 new attractions, our team began focusing on some more long-term projects. So we also began running new and exciting events for the first half of 2024.
This year's events have included the return of our Sweethearts Night Royal Ball, a brand new St. Patrick's Day party, and a lot of springtime activities like Spike's Pollination Scavenger Hunt, the return of the Egg Extravaganza Easter Egg Hunt, and a lot of meet and greets. This spring's solar eclipse over North America allowed us to celebrate in a unique way and also introduce my favorite Disney character, Sunny Eclipse, as a permanent resident of MC Parks at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe.
For our anniversary this year, we also added in new improvements to MC Parks with new preferences, an updated version of Leave a Legacy, new changes in our resource pack, and even bringing back the ability to sit anywhere. Later in the spring, we also had our first Run Disney race during the Springtime Surprise Race Weekend at Walt Disney World in real life.
Since the last expo, we've had over 100,000 unique guests experience over 2.8 million rides and over 200,000 viewings of nighttime spectaculars. Since then, over 7 million hours have been spent playing on MC Parks, and we've raised and donated over $10,000 to various charities around the world.
We wouldn't be able to do what we do best without the support of the MC Parks community. All of our wins are because of you guys. Additionally, none of this would be possible without the continued effort and support of the MC Parks cast member team. As we go through our project updates tonight, we really want to highlight the amount of work that goes into each new area and attraction we open, so we're going to be having several MC Parks cast members join us tonight in discussing those new experiences.
Everybody on this team is a volunteer, contributing their talents to MC Parks in their spare time. As a result, with few exceptions, we don't like to set opening dates or time frames out of a desire not to put too much stress on our team and allow them to work on the projects that they're passionate about. Of course, working here should be fun. And I've got to tell you, I have a lot of fun working with the talented artists, programmers, builders, and community moderators that make up our team. Part of our process is a weekly cast member meeting that includes a roundup, where our team shares screenshots, videos, and updates about all the projects they're working on.
Normally, these are just shared amongst our cast members, but today we want to bring you into our process and host the public version of our cast member roundup. You'll hear from all of our creative teams about exciting developments across our lineup of parks. To start, we'd like to invite one of our Imagineer leads, Brennan, also known as Accident Prone Man, to talk about Disneyland Paris. Brennan, it's great to have you with us this evening.
Thanks for having me aboard. Last year, the park in Disneyland Paris saw quite a bit of activity with more attractions opening in Fantasyland and Discoveryland, along with the grand opening of its neighbor park, Walt Disney Studios. In the upcoming months, we'll be looking westward and focusing on our next big addition at DLP, Frontierland. This land, of course, features Disney's most thrilling rendition of Big Thunder Mountain, and the amount of detailing we're working on is immense. And while I can't share too much at the moment, Phantom Manor is shaping up to be an exciting addition to the DLP lineup.
We've been closely following all of the work happening on that half of the park, and it's really impressive so far. Is there anything else the team's working on in Disneyland Paris?
Indeed there is. Over in Discoveryland, the Nautilus and Autopia have been nearing completion, and we've been hammering away the Hollywood Tower Hotel and the Ventures Campus in the studios to get both areas the proper form.
That sounds awesome. I can't wait to check it all out. Is there anything else going on that you want to talk about?
Yes, actually. Moving across the pond, there's been some more personal projects I've been chipping away at. Last year, we pushed the first phases of Knott's Berry Farm and a renewed Busch Gardens Tampa over the finish line, and I wanted to share a little more about how progress is going for them both.
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you who don't pay a ton of attention to the production pipeline of new experiences on the server, Brennan really helped push both Knott's and Busch Gardens Tampa over the finish line for a lot of the Imagineering work and pixel art for both those parks.
Over at the farm, Pony Express is nearly completed and just needs a few more adjustments to open proper, and we're hopeful to have that done before the end of the year. I'm quite confident that once we address some of the more prominent landmarks on the outskirts of Calico, getting through the rest of Knott's should happen quickly. And with us hot on the heels of the real-life reimagining of Fiesta Village and Camp Snoopy, this often overlooked neighbor to Disneyland has a bright, exciting future ahead of it.
Now, Knott's Berry Farm is our newest, more regional market park, but we have another regional park that was neglected for many years, but is finally getting some more work done on it. What can you tell us about Busch Gardens Tampa?
Last year, with the opening of Iron Gwazi, our tallest and fastest ride on the server currently, and a revival of Morocco, Busch Gardens Tampa is here to stay. And while it trends lower in terms of priority, we've been making strides pushing into Egypt, Nairobi, the edge of Africa, and the bird gardens, particularly getting into the swing of things and prepping a certain fan favorite to get us to the moon. New BGT has evolved into an intriguing little gem of a project, and not only am I proud of the work we've put into it thus far, but I'm also excited for the possibilities this has to offer.
That's awesome, Brendan. Thank you. We appreciate you joining us to talk about these projects. Is there anything else that we're working on that you're really excited for?
Oh yeah, there's all the stuff we've been working on at Universal Studios Florida that I'm personally...
Whoa. We're gonna have to cut you off there, Brennan. We can't have you taking the spotlight from the rest of the team. But thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the expo, and we look forward to seeing what you and the rest of the teams alongside you are able to create next for those parks.
Since Brennan's so excited about it, I think we ought to segue over to Universal Studios Florida. And I know just the duo to bring up on stage to talk about it. Welcome Sassy Saucebox, one of our technician trainers, and Vec, the technician lead, to talk about some new rides coming in our future phases of Universal Studios Florida.
Thanks for having us, Ryan and Darren. I've been looking forward to this day for a while.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we've been pretty quiet about what our plans for Universal are, outside of just vaguely saying we're working on a few projects. We wanted to take this opportunity to talk more definitively on what projects we've made progress on. And we brought some videos and pictures to share.
The team has been making really steady progress on a couple of new attractions at Universal Studios Florida. On screen now are a few clips of E.T. Adventure. While we don't have an opening date to share just yet, we're looking forward to opening this ride very soon. There's been a lot of really promising work on this ride recently, and it will be nice to bring back this formerly open attraction with a huge tech overhaul.
I'm glad to see E.T. Adventure getting some love. It's a charming ride that closed at MC Parks many years ago due to some technical difficulties, and it's going to be really nice to see it back open again.
I agree, but there's another ride that we're really excited for. My personal favorite, Revenge of the Mummy. I figured this would be a great time to show off some footage of inside the attraction, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't let us stop you.
Well, great. Revenge of the Mummy is a highly detailed, technologically advanced indoor roller coaster. Creating an impressive version of the ride at our current standards has proved to be quite the technical endeavor. We're working with 3D modeled video screens, hand-drawn pixel art animation, armor stand animatronics, advanced tech wizardry, and brewing fresh coffee for our good pal Brendan Fraser. Most importantly, we're doing all of that while trying to avoid the curse of Imhotep.
Wow, that certainly sounds like a huge production.
Yeah, something like that. As you can see, we really have our work cut out for us with these two rides. But I think once completed, they'll be some of the best work we've ever done.
Well, Vec and Sassy, thank you so much for coming out and joining us up here to show these projects off, and thank you so much for helping to lead the charge on bringing them to life. You and everyone else on these two rides are definitely putting in 110%.
As part of our 10th anniversary, we introduced a new resource pack style that more closely resembled what the current style of Minecraft modeled items are.
Believe it or not, we were hesitant to use a resource pack at all in the early days of the server. We wanted the parks to look like they belonged in the Minecraft world, and so we didn't want to have clashing, unfamiliar block textures that looked out of place in the game. When we finally introduced custom models in our resource pack back in 2018, we went with a high voxel count look that imagined what ride vehicles and merchandise items might look like if they were made out of Minecraft blocks. Since then, vanilla Minecraft has started to pioneer its own design language for 3D modeled assets, and this official in-game style started diverging from the MC Parks resource pack style. We had to come up with a plan to merge more closely to this new definition of what a Minecrafty model looked like.
What we landed on was slowly modifying all of our pre-existing models to more closely match the actual Minecraft style of more recent versions. It's been an exhausting task for our resource pack team, but they've happily taken the challenge of updating all the items in the pack. And I hear the resource pack team has been cooking up a video showing off some of those new items, and I think we're just about ready to serve it all up to you.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about all those crowd favorite snacks, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree too. Great job to everyone who has contributed to these changes, and specifically to Mert Derman for leading the efforts to add and update all these items. The evolution of our resource pack continues to be some of my favorite plussing of pre-existing things on MC Parks.
Speaking of plussing things on the server, I think we should talk about some new attraction updates. How about you?
Let's do it. Please welcome Technician Trainer Zach and Imagineer Trainer Rachel to talk about some of the new attractions they've been helping to bring to life on the server.
Thanks, Ryan, for bringing us up. It's so great to finally be able to show off some of the projects us and our teammates have been working on for the past year or so.
Well, we can't wait to hear about it. For those of you who don't know, what park have you guys been working on?
Epcot.
I can't wait to see what you guys want to show off.
One of the newest rides we have been working on is an updated version of Journey into Imagination with Figment. We aren't quite finished with it yet, but I did want to provide a sneak peek into our progress. We really let our imagination soar with the level of detail we are putting into this well-loved attraction.
While we don't have an opening date quite ready to announce for Figment, something that is a lot closer to opening is a redone version of the Land Pavilion. This space will feature a refreshed version of Living with the Land, Sunshine Seasons, Garden Grill, and we'll even be introducing Awesome Planet into our attraction lineup.
Sounds Awesome. How close is it to opening?
We don't quite have an opening date that I can share yet, but we are looking forward to welcoming guests to enjoy the new and improved pavilion sometime this fall.
And our refresh of Epcot doesn't stop there. We're also working on a new version of Spaceship Earth.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there have been a few new changes to Epcot in real life recently. Can you guys share anything about those attractions and areas?
We have been working on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, but that ride is a huge technical feat that we are slowly progressing on.
Yeah, as you saw in Vec and Sassy's Mummy footage, these days we're going all out when it comes to animated content and rides. And Cosmic Rewind has a large screen with action happening on it.
This is the point in the discussion where we promote joining the team and helping make it happen. What about anything new for Epcot a little bit closer to our own galaxy? Maybe closer to being done, too.
Yes, absolutely. Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, is a fun, interactive walkthrough exhibit that opened last year at Epcot, and we've been working on bringing that to life in a way that's true to the level of interactiveness as if you were in the real park.
Is there anything more you can share about Moana?
Not really anything right now. Although, I know Owen has been working with one of our newest tech tools to bring it to life, so it's best to ask him about it.
We'll hear from Owen a little later on in our program. I'm sure he'll let us know all about it. Rachel and Zach, thanks for coming up here to talk about what you both have been working on with the rest of our teams. We can't wait to see it all finished.
There's been a lot of really good work happening at Epcot, but that isn't the only Walt Disney World park getting some updates. Ryan, do you remember when we updated the eastern half of Magic Kingdom a couple years ago?
I certainly do. It was for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, and we updated Main Street USA, Tomorrowland, and Fantasyland. It's a huge upgrade from the Magic Kingdom map we started building in 2015.
Yes, exactly. But then we got sidetracked with a lot of other projects. We opened 40-something rides last year after all.
That's a great point, Darren, but what if I told you work has continued to progress around the western half of the park since then, and I believe we have some updates to share?
Well, Ryan, I tell you, I'm really excited to see how it's all coming along.
Well, I'd like to bring up Tess on stage then, to discuss some of the recent progress happening on the western half of Magic Kingdom.
Thanks for having me, Ryan. The team has been slowly but very steadily making progress on the left half of the park. This includes an updated version of Pirates of the Caribbean, working on Jungle Cruise, and a more technically impressive and higher capacity version of the Haunted Mansion, and more to come in the future.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize all of this was getting worked on.
It's been an ongoing project for quite a while now, and we still have a lot of work in front of us before we can open this next phase of the Magic Kingdom. But that doesn't mean I can't show off what some of the ongoing work looks like.
That's not all. While this is a little more early days, I think we can share an early look at some construction happening over by Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Of course. We began construction a few weeks ago and we made some great progress with what we have so far. This ride is stunning, and I can't wait for us to capture some of that same magic with their recreation of this brand new attraction. Also, I wanted to share some updates over at Disneyland, if you guys are interested.
We're definitely interested. What's happening over there?
The team has recently been hard at work finishing the conversion of the new Adventureland Treehouse, and I'm thrilled to share that we'll be opening this redone version later this year. The team put a lot of time and effort into bringing this to life, and it'll be great to finally have everyone exploring it soon.
That's awesome. Is there anything else happening over at Disneyland?
Yes, actually. We've been slowly starting to work on reimagining Toontown and rebuilding the entire land from scratch to accommodate the recent changes and the creation of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We have a little long to wait, so you have to just tune in to the MC Parks Discord for more news as we get closer to the opening of this land.
Well, that sounds toon-rific. We appreciate you coming up to share these project updates with everyone.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Tess. This all looks amazing so far. Ryan, in the last expo, we reintroduced hotels and brought Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort into our lineup. Any chance you know about some other resorts being worked on?
Definitely, Darren. We're excited to share that later today, a refreshed version of Disney's Contemporary Resort and Bay Lake Tower will be available for room rentals. This is a brand new version of one of the oldest builds on MC Parks, dating back to 2013.
Finally, having a finished, updated version of the Contemporary Resort helps propel forward our mission of having a fully completed Walt Disney World property, with even more projects on the horizon to join it.
speaking of completing Walt Disney World property, I think we can share an early look at something Tess and a few others on the team have been working on recently.
That's a great idea. Here's an early look at Typhoon Lagoon. And while this project isn't our top priority, we're enjoying the progress on bringing this popular water park to life.
One of my favorite parts about being on MC Parks is getting to see these attractions and experiences go from nothing to jaw-dropping. Taking a blueprint, a picture, a video, thinking about how to turn it into an incredible experience, and then going out and making that very same effect or visual happen in Minecraft. Our team has mastered that process, and it all starts with an idea.
Now, Ryan, last Expo, we talked about our Blue Sky process and how we push our technical limitations to support new attractions. Everyone loved getting to learn more about it. Do you think there's anything else we could share that's sort of in the same vein as that?
We can absolutely make that happen. Quite a few members of our team dedicate their time to pushing the limits of what's possible. Let's bring up King Shepherd, Thunder Mesa, Owen, and More Timer Play on stage to speak about some of the recent advancements in technical effects.
Welcome, guys. You've all been working on some very different projects in Blue Sky Brainstorming, and we'd love for you each to speak briefly about what some of those advancements and new projects are.
I appreciate you guys having me. A lot of the work I've been doing alongside Ryan and the developer team has been under wraps for a special Star Wars ride. And I don't think we're quite ready to show it off yet.
You can share some, but I think we want to keep most of it close to our chest.
Something I can talk about is how one of the best things about Rise of the Resistance is the interactions you get to have with all of the amazing cast members. Every ride is unique, with different comments being made to you, which really makes you feel like you're part of the Resistance and were just captured by the First Order. We knew that having these kinds of interactions in our recreation was a non-negotiable. I'm so excited for everyone to experience the attraction MC Parks in the near future, and to get to see how we achieved this aspect in our recreation.
So much of what the development team and I do is creating abstract features that can be used in multiple different applications. Someone I can always count on to find new, innovative applications for the technology I create is King Shepherd. King, welcome to the stage.
Thanks for having me, guys. One of my favorite things to do on the server is looking at how we can improve our existing tools and processes to not only perfect the final product, but also push the limits of what they can do. This often comes through pursuing programs outside of the base game. One of the primary tools that our resource pack team uses to create the wonderful 3D modeled ride vehicles, food items, and merch you see on the server is an application called Blockbench. But it actually has a lot more uses outside of that. It also has robust animation functionality that we've been using to improve the animations on the server. It's allowed us to give far greater fluidity to our Armor Stand characters than ever before, and it's made our workflow so much more efficient. Not only that, but we've also begun exploring ways we can expand our use of Blockbench to animations beyond just a single armor stand, including larger animatronics and mechanisms.
We aren't limiting ourselves to just our existing toolset also. We're always looking at new ways of doing things for us to evolve our process. Ryan frequently compares our project for Happily Ever After, which is very similar to the Apollo space program. We knew what we wanted to do, we knew how we wanted to do it, but we just had to invent the technology to make that happen. And that's sort of how we progress with all of our shows and attractions.
Our development team has been hard at work overhauling the show file system we use to make all the rides and shows on the server. Rather than trying to work all these new features into the existing system that we've had for nearly 7 years at this point, they've created a brand new one called ShowScript 3. It has given us vastly more flexibility and control over our shows, and has made iterating on effects so much quicker and more efficient. Beyond just the improvements for us technicians behind the scenes, it also comes with a lot of new, very forward-facing functionality too. The new system allows us to access player and world data, allowing our guests to actually interact with the world around them. Additionally, we are also now able to modify certain game mechanics, allowing not only the player to interact with effects, but also have the show files affect the players. We're really excited to utilize all this new functionality in our upcoming projects. I can truly say that this is the most excited I've been to be on the MC Parks team. Even after 11 years, we're still only scratching the surface of what's possible. The sky really is the limit.
King, I'm excited for the future now more than ever. Now, earlier today, we spoke about some changes coming to Epcot. I believe we didn't get a chance to talk about a new interactive attraction that's opening up in World Nature. Owen, is that anything you'd like to talk about and share with us?
Definitely. When I was first tasked with Journey of Water at Epcot, I carefully examined what makes this attraction truly special. The most prominent feature by far was the interactive elements. I knew that if this was going to open on MC Parks, those interactions were essential to making the guest experience as similar as it is in real life.
To me, it's really magical when an effect on the server works exactly the way you expect it to with your knowledge of the real-life park. A great example of that are our test track design stations, which function and play almost identically to their real-life counterparts. Oh, and Journey of Water's interactive elements are incredibly intuitive and give you a sense that you're really playing with and controlling water. Do you have any tricks up your sleeve for transferring that ease and fluidity to Minecraft?
Absolutely. My goal was to make every step of Journey of Water feel like it does in real life. I started by testing different ways the game of Minecraft will allow me to create realistic water fountains. One of the biggest challenges was ensuring that all the water responded to guest movements in real time. I was lucky to have a brand new tool at my disposal, ShowScript 3. ShowScript 3 allowed me for a detailed handling of all the events that make Journey of Water so magical.
Yes, so for those of you who are a little less technical, we recently developed some large sweeping changes to how we create effects. And one of those effects allows us to empower the team to add custom logic integration to the server to support enhanced effects, sort of enchanting our pipeline with this new set of logic that allows for new levels of interactivity that we've never had before on many of our experiences, such as Journey of Water.
Exactly. And while we're still working on all those effects and artwork, I'm pleased to announce that Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, will open later this fall. I'm eager for everyone to experience the innovative technologies and advancements we've incorporated into this brand new attraction.
Thank you, Owen, and congrats on a job well done by you and everyone else involved with the project.
Our blue sky thought process doesn't just work for things we're currently building. Sometimes we use the blue sky ideation phase to push boundaries, set standards, and even decide on team alignment. Earlier last year, we began introducing improvements to the resource pack, and as we mentioned earlier, it's been a huge ongoing process for the entire resource pack team. The team began experimenting on where we wanted to redefine those limits on that new style and where we wanted to put those lines and set those boundaries. And a lot of that had to come in the form of an experiment.
Historically, we've limited ourselves to using 3D models to represent ride vehicles and merchandise items, not structures in the world like signs, lampposts, or trash cans. Remember, we want things to look like they belong in the Minecraft world. But attitudes are changing, and folks are now more keen to integrate models into builds. Darren and I challenged our team to create a mock-style build of what that might look like for our server. Rather than just writing out a list of what we do and don't want, we should have a physical area where some of these ideas are tested out. And an experiment named Modelpalooza was born.
Modelpalooza was the resource pack team creating without boundaries, sort of redefining what is the key enhancement and style changes we want to make. We set our eyes on testing with a refreshed version of a popular spot in Disney's Animal Kingdom, and now what we're showing to everyone, well, it's pretty far away with a lot of potential changes in the future. There's been some amazing feedback from within the team, and we think that these changes and improvements will really help us with opening new, breathtaking attractions and lands.
What you're seeing now is a reimagined version of Asia and Expedition Everest. This land features updated builds in a more current build style, new 3D models, and additional enhanced tech effects. Modelpalooza is a huge undertaking by our team, and the progress shown so far drives home how much of a passion project this is for everyone involved.
A redone version of Asia at Disney's Animal Kingdom would probably become one of my favorite spots on the server. This land is gorgeous. This would also bring forward a refurb of Kali River Rapids, making it no longer the oldest ride on the server.
We're really looking forward to introducing more concepts into this test area and really building out this concept over the next few months. Please, if this new style excites you, please apply to join our resource pack team. We could really use the help.
Now there's one last example of blue sky thinking that we'd like to show you all tonight, and that's something that has allowed us to bring a new type of show to life, and for that we'd like to bring Frank up to speak about it.
Thanks Ryan and Darren. I've been eagerly waiting to show and talk more about this. A few years ago, we began experimenting with different techniques to achieve the beacons of light at Epcot. In the past, we've delved into custom software to meticulously animate coloured particle dust across Spaceship Earth's surface. Although this worked out great in theory, scaling that project up to the full area of Spaceship Earth revealed a multitude of technical limitations. And with that, we did eventually opt to sideline the project since we weren't making any significant progress on it. But this wasn't the case when our drones took flight. A couple of months ago, we hosted an exclusive soft debut of our drone technology, which has been a year in the making. Inspired by Disney's captivating use of drones in Paris and at Disney Springs, we embarked on a journey to reimagine nighttime spectacles in the virtual world of Minecraft. This technology has become a tool that has constantly pushed many boundaries to the next level. Since the concept of drones sprung to life, I have been really refining the process as we continued doing tests at scale and began discussing the feasibility of pulling one of Disney's complex drone shows off. And in conversation very recently, we realised that we had the opportunity to look back at a failed test experiment and apply our new technology to it.
Now keep in mind, what everyone is about to see is an early test, and the final product may turn out differently.
Oh, you know it's going to be good when a disclaimer like that is being said before a demo. When I originally joined the team, we couldn't have fathomed achieving what we're about to unveil. What you're about to see next is the flexible world of drone technology. I'm extremely proud to share a working demo of the points of light on Spaceship Earth and showcase how it will look when this periodically occurring show plays.
So what other uses are you seeing for this technology? Anything in the more near future?
Well, that's the cool thing about our blue sky brainstorming. Our journey has been constant experimentation, with plenty of successes and failures, fueled by the spirit of innovation and the limitless possibilities of blue sky thinking. We never know where a project will lead, and we all can continually push forward to create new technology and find cool places to use it rather than just build out our tool belt for specific use cases. Keeping the idea field open allows us to reallocate tools and constantly push forward without having to worry about setting boundaries for ourselves. Although we are in very early stages of this new technology, with many areas of improvement already in the pipeline, I have a plethora of ideas to apply this new technology to, all around the parks and not just as drone shows. There might be something in the near future, and I can't wait until it reaches a stage where it can be enjoyed by all of our guests.
Thanks for sharing all of that with us, Frank. I can't wait to see what you all dream up next. Some of our blue sky ideas can spark new elements of MC Parks gameplay. Ryan and our developer team have been crafting up some new experiences, and I believe Ryan is ready to share some of those new enhancements coming to the gameplay of the server.
Hey folks, I've stepped off the expo stage for a moment and headed over to Disneyland so I can give you all a live in-person demo of some of the newest gameplay features that are coming to MC Parks. These updates are things that our team has been working on for a while, and in fact, if you have completed a daily challenge at any point in the past year and a half, you've already helped us test this first one out. I'm talking, of course, about achievements, new tasks that challenge you to explore, discover, and master everything that MC Parks has to offer. Part of the reason I'm so excited about achievements is how extensible they are and how easy it is for our team to add more. We're looking forward to adding new achievements very, very regularly for the next several months. And if you are interested in helping us create achievements, we're going to show you how you can get involved later on this expo as well. Now, let's get into it. If you open your Magic Band, you'll see a new menu option labeled Achievements right alongside your daily challenges. And if you click it, you will see an interface that has all of the achievements that we've prepared for you. Now, these are just testing achievements. The achievements that you'll see in-game when we launch will be way more than even this. And as you can see, there's already quite a lot of them in here in my testing database. There's 6 pages. And so we've given you some ways to search, sort, and filter the achievements so you can help yourself find what you're looking for. So for example, I can click on the search button up here and type in rail to see all the achievements that have something to do with the word rail. And there's quite a few, but we can clear our search and go back to looking at the list of all of them. And we can sort them by their name. If I had completed achievements, you'd see my complete achievements here. You can even filter by category, and you can unlock achievements for doing all sorts of things like exploring different parks and lands. You can get achievements for riding rides. Even earn achievements for doing some more harder tasks, like, say, earning the maximum possible score on a test track design. And we're working on loads of achievements that will really, run the gamut of all of the gameplay experiences that we have here on MC Parks. And this achievements interface is something that we're really proud of. We're looking forward to bringing it to other menus on the server as well, like the shop menus and the GUI that's in your Magic Band. But alright, that's enough just talking about it. Let's see it in action. We're standing right outside Disneyland, so let's walk in and see what happens. Ooh, looks like we got an achievement, Here You Leave Today, for visiting Disneyland Park for the first time. That's awesome. And don't worry if that title was a little too in your face, you will have the ability to disable it and the sound effect in your Magic Band preferences. Of course, the name of the achievement, Here You Leave Today, is a reference to this famous sign as you go underneath the railroad tracks and enter the world of Yesterday, Tomorrow, and Fantasy. And if we do go ahead and enter that world, oh, looks like we got another achievement walking right down the middle for visiting Main Street, USA. Now, oftentimes, especially early on, you're gonna get a lot of achievements all at once. If you click right here, you'll be able to see a list of the achievements that you've earned in the last 5 minutes, just in case you earn several at once and you want to be like, oh, what just happened again? So you'll have the ability to do that by clicking that link or just doing /achievements recent whenever you'd like. And there's a way for you to get to the main list of achievements from there as well. But you'll notice that I got some park points for completing those achievements. Lots of achievements will give you park points, but some will give you other rewards as well. Like, for example, you might get a special shop item, or you might even get the ability to unlock special shop items with a new feature that we've added, which are locked items in shops that you can only unlock and have the ability to purchase with your park points if you have unlocked the proper achievements. So what we're envisioning for that is, for example, if there are attractions that have special things associated with them, like Test Track as the design studio, if you complete all the achievements having to do with Test Track, you might unlock the ability to purchase the Test Track ride vehicle in shops, and giving you folks another set of collectibles to earn and spend all of your hard-earned park points on. Oh, looks like my buddy Phoenicians is here at the castle. It's really just me on an alt account. Shh. But there's also ways to share your achievement progress with your friends. Some achievements will unlock a title for you, and titles are short, snappy bits of text that you can display below your player name tag when other players see you in the world. It's a great way to show off that you've completed different achievements. Now, I think there's an achievement for climbing to the top of the Matterhorn that gives me a cool title. Let's go and do that so we can show my my imaginary friend Phoenicians here how cool we are. There's also achievements that kind of have lots of steps to them. Like, for example, there's one called Disneyland is Your Land. If I search for it right here, search Your Land. And that's for visiting all the lands of MC Parks. As you can see, the progress bar, we've slightly started that because we've entered Main Street, USA. Now, you'll notice it says right-click to see progress updates in chat. So if I right-click on that, I'll say when we make progress on the achievement Disneyland is your land, we'll receive a chat message. That's great, because the Matterhorn is going to bring us into Fantasyland. So here, let's just pop into Fantasyland right here real quick. So enter a world of make-believe. We've visited Fantasyland, and we've also gotten progress on Disneyland is your land. So now we've entered Main Street and Fantasyland. So we've got a few more to go. All right, let's climb to the top of the Matterhorn. For illustrative purposes, I'm going to fly to the top. I promise you can walk all the way up, and the achievement is actually going to stop you from just flying straight up. So you will have to climb up. But I'm gonna fly just to make this demo a little quicker for you all. Oh, third man on the mountain. I've climbed to the top of the Matterhorn at Disneyland, and as you can see, I've unlocked a title, Matterhorn Mountaineer. So let's go down to our buddy Phoenicians so we can equip our title and show off how cool we are. All right, so we go to our Magic Band, Options, Change Title, and we have the Matterhorn Mountaineer title. Now let's go flip over to Phoenician's point of view. Hey, look at that! I'm a Matterhorn Mountaineer. We're going to be launching with a list of over 200 achievements to start, and like I said, we are looking forward to adding more and more achievements as the months go on, and we've actually made it possible for all of you to help out with creating achievements as well. The programming language that we use to define achievements has been open sourced on GitHub, and we're going to be providing information soon about how you can write your own achievements and submit them for inclusion on MC Parks. Maybe even use them in an application to join our Parks Experience team. But that's not all we've been working on. I know a lot of you folks have been looking for more ways to spend your park points, and we're excited to announce that we're very close to launching a beta for pin collecting, and those will also be things that you can get for completing achievements. Stay tuned to our September monthly meeting for more information on that. Now, let's talk about one more new dimension of gameplay that we're adding to MC Parks. Party games. You've probably played some of the games hosted by our guest relations cast members, like Hide and Seek, Trivia, or Racing Disney style speedruns, but now we're giving you the ability to run your own games in your parties with your friends whenever you want. So if you're a party leader, so let me open a party real quick, and Phoenicians is going to join me. Party leaders can run Party Game, and they will get a GUI that'll pop up with the games that are available for them to run. Now, we're launching with 3 Racing Disney-style races, each inspired by different episodes of our YouTube series. You select which one you want to do. Let's pick Adventures in Disneyland. And then everyone in the party gets to join the game if they want, or they can sit it out if they'd rather stay in the party but not join the race. Phoenicians, though, is all about joining my race. And so now that they've joined my race, I can do Party Game Start, and the countdown begins. Now, this is real Racing Disney rules, so you're not going to be able to fly, and warping and teleporting will also disqualify you. And you got to ride the allotted rides in any order that you want, as fast as you can, and make your way back to the finish line. This race starts and finishes at the Harbor Boulevard entrance of Disneyland, and we've both been warped here, and so now it looks like I've got to ride Autopia, Grizzly River Run, Incredicoaster, and Indiana Jones, and that timer is ticking up. I'm not actually going to run through the race with you today, but I'm really excited in seeing all of the speedrun videos that folks post on the Discord. We'll probably have some leaderboards hosted on our Discord server for people to post their videos. And we're also just really looking forward to launching tons of other party games as well. We have so many ideas for different games that we'd like to create. And the system's very extensible and is going to allow us to have lots of new games for you to play while hanging out in the parks. This is just the beginning for these new gameplay features on MC Parks. We really can't wait to keep iterating on them, bringing new features, incorporating your feedback, and making MC Parks a fun place to play with your friends. Both achievements and party games are going to be launching tomorrow, and pins are coming very soon, I promise. Stay tuned. Well, thanks for joining me. I'm going to head back to... Oh boy, I gotta run all the way to the Contemporary to get back to the stage. Wait for me, Darren! Oh wait, east is this way. Florida's this way.
Ryan, I think we're just about done for the day. We've talked a lot about new and exciting projects being worked on and what the future of MC Parks looks like.
Almost. I feel like we've talked about everything already.
Maybe. Almost everything. I think we're missing something.
No, I think that's about it.
Wait, I think we've missed... I might have skipped over a big new land coming soon.
I feel like I'd remember that.
Maybe a big ride, huge land, interactive elements, some sort of show type thing, customizable items.
Nope, not ringing any bells.
Pew pew?
Oh, yes, you're totally right. I think we should bring out some friends to talk about what we have been working on for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. We'd like to welcome More Timer Play, Broken TV, and The Bourne Legacy to the stage to talk about what we have going on in that galaxy far, far away.
Thank you for having all of us. We've been really busy bringing the planet of Batuu to MC Parks. We are so excited to show a little more of what's been happening at the edge of the galaxy. The team has really been putting in the work on getting this land ready to open. I've been serving as the main builder and technician for Rise of the Resistance, and I truly believe that this attraction is going to raise the bar in so many ways.
For the past few years, I've worked on all of the screen content for this attraction, and that involved animating characters with facial expressions and adding lip sync to them, recreating all of the charts and graphs in pixel art, working with our cast members to recreate rendered footage, and more. One of my favorite effects I've got to work on was recreating the Star Wars style hologram the ride and the franchise is known for.
Myself and the audio production team have been hard at work on bringing the soundscape for Rise of the Resistance and the entirety of Galaxy's Edge to life. So much of this spectacle of Star Wars is the sounds, whether it be the sound design of Ben Burtt or the music of John Williams. It is impossible to deny that the sounds of Star Wars are iconic. The little audio cues that you hear in the films and the theme park, they make the experiences feel like real, lived in places. And Batuu is a living, breathing place with lots of movement, and it's our job to sell that effect.
Rise of the Resistance, Droid Depot, and Savi's Workshop are all multi-sensory, interactive experiences, and it's our job to recreate those in the best way we can. This project has really been expanding the horizon of what can MC Parks do, and I think you're all in for a treat when this land finally opens.
This is all extremely exciting, and I can't wait for everyone to see what's happening in the land.
Forget about what's happening in the land. What's happening in the Star Destroyer in space is next level stuff. Our goal for Rise of the Resistance is to capture that same emotion and feeling of wonder you have from your first time riding, but we want to capture that every time you ride.
I agree, and the team is doing a great job at getting us there. Congrats on a job well done, and congrats on finally having an opening time frame announced.
Oh no, did I slip up? I've been trying so hard not to tell anyone.
No more. You didn't slip up. But I did.
You did? Huh, it's not in the script I have for the expo.
Well, that's because we didn't announce it today. We announced it months ago.
Okay, now hear me out, guys. Rise of the Resistance is an intense battle between the First Order and the Resistance, where you join the fight against the First Order as a new recruit spy for the Resistance. I figured it would be nice to get everybody to start training and living in that Resistance spy mindset early, so we hid the opening of Galaxy's Edge earlier this year, hoping somebody would find it.
On May 4th, we posted on social media about all our Star Wars Day activities, and hidden inside these posts was an easily decoded message, and unfortunately, nobody caught on. But if you read every one down the line, it says, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, opening, fall, on, MC Parks, finally.
You've all known about this for months, but haven't done anything about it, so I guess you're not ready yet. But I think we can firmly say we look forward to welcoming everybody to Batuu towards the end of this year, later this fall.
Well, it's my absolute pleasure to announce that when Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens at Disneyland this fall, all of our guests will be able to explore Black Spire Outpost, feast on Ronto wraps, form an opinion on blue and green milk, listen to DJ Rex, and acquire trinkets from all across the galaxy. You will be able to join the Resistance or the First Order and assist them in their missions through your datapad. Build your own droid friend at Droid Depot and discover the Force within you when constructing your very own lightsaber at Savi's Workshop. And you will become a part of a greater cause on our most ambitious attraction yet, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. We cannot wait for you to live your very own Star Wars adventure right here on MC Parks. Thank you, Ryan and Darren, for having us. Now back to work, there's still so much to do.
Ryan, I think we did something mean.
Why is that?
We didn't just do that once. We've done it twice.
Oh, you're right. We did do that.
Yeah. And I think we should bring out a few more people to talk about this last one.
Sure thing. Let's bring back Brennan and welcome Josh and NASA to the stage.
Welcome, guys. Would you all be interested in talking about what you've been working on recently?
Oh, for sure. I'm super excited to talk about what we've been working on. So for the past few months, we've been working on getting the Thursday Fun Nights activities ready. But that isn't all we've been doing.
Most of y'all probably did not notice this, but every event that has been happening for TFN has been connected through a central theme.
In fact, they're not just connected thematically, but physically to and around the same atoll.
Since the start of Thursday Fun Nights earlier this month, you've all been quietly experiencing one of the newest offerings on MC Parks and didn't even know it.
You loved the boat race, cheering each other on, singing karaoke, hunting for the hidden treasures in the scavenger hunt, and exploring the wilderness in the Run Disney-style race.
You've all been unknowingly testing out a new experience for MC Parks.
Well, maybe not brand new.
For the past 6 months, the team has been putting together this space for Thursday Fun Nights, which is by far the most amount of time we've spent on a single build for TFN before.
And that's because we've decided that this project has value and deserves to stay standing. Well, floating.
We are now excited and proud here at MC Parks to reintroduce
Setting sail aboard Disney Cruise Line, including a visit to our very special island paradise Castaway Cay.
We're planning to set sail aboard the Disney Fantasy later this year. Our first choice as we begin Imagineering work on realizing these massive cruise liners in-game. But you won't have to wait long to experience that exclusive Disney Island lifestyle.
For Thursday Fun Nights this week, we will be hosting our big beach party on the main portion of the island, allowing everyone to explore around Castaway and everything that she has to offer.
While the Disney Fantasy won't be available to explore during the finale of Thursday Fun Nights, we're happy to be setting sail once again and letting everyone experience some of the best relaxation-themed entertainment at sea.
Every TFN activity we've been running for the past month has used various parts of this one-to-one recreation, with a touch of MC Parks whimsy so as to not make things too obvious. We're so excited to see you guys piece together this massive puzzle, and we can't wait to bring you and your friends all ashore so you can get a real sense of just how much work has been put into this project.
We retired the Disney Cruise Line a few years ago, and its revival is constantly one of the most requested additions to the server. With a team of passionate cast members, we're glad to refill this void from 7 years ago with new enhancements and MC Parks magic to plus up the experience.
A huge thank you to NASA, Brennan, Josh, Zach, and everybody else who pushed this project along. You all did an amazing job, and we can't wait for everyone to experience this ship later this year.
Now, that wraps us up for the night. We hope you've all enjoyed this deep dive into the MC Parks production pipeline and a peek behind the scenes of how we work. As we said at the start, MC Parks thrives because of these cast members and the countless hours of work they put into supporting our community. We wanted to extend a huge thank you to all of them and their hard work and dedication to the server.
And most importantly, thank you, the MC Parks community, for allowing us to share our passion for the parks and Minecraft with the world. We love what we do here, and having such an incredibly kind and caring community behind the server makes running it one of the coolest things in the world. Have a great evening, everyone, and enjoy the now open Expo Hall at /Warp Expo.
Thank you for joining us, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. This keynote is adjourned.